super friends, and welcome to DC TV Talk, and in today's episode we are going to be discussing and breaking down the new trailer for The Flash Season 5, which is rightly entitled Warzone. So let's discuss. Wow, so yeah, that was a pretty cool trailer. That was pretty intense. I have to say it's got me pretty excited about The Flash going into Season 5, even more than I already was. So let's discuss this trailer. So the trailer starts off once again with Nora arriving at the West household, and we see him talking to Barry and Iris, and this gives us like just a little confirmation. I mean, it wasn't really a confirmation because we all know this anyway, but it's a nice little moment where we see obviously that her name is Nora. Barry obviously recognizes that, and obviously named after your mother. So that was just a nice little line. Obviously we all knew she was called Nora for that reason, because why would it be any other reason? But it's just nice. It's going to be like a nice little moment that's going to be in the episode between Nora and Barry. We then get a tiny little moment that is going to please so many fans of the comics. We see Nora officially name drop the Flash Museum. She says she's been there, she's studied everything. So just the fact that we have confirmation of the Flash Museum in the future is very, very cool. And obviously this now does confirm that Nora comes from a time when the Flash Museum is a thing, it is established, and people can actually go there and research about the Flash. And I think that's really awesome. Obviously, will we actually see the Flash Museum this season? Will it come to fruition in the modern day, or will we see it in, like, you know, flash forwards? That would be really interesting, but it's still really awesome just to hear the name Flash Museum, and all the cast members are really, you know, shocked by that. It's so awesome just to have that confirmation, and now we have that the Flash Museum is now officially in the show's canon. We then get a little look at Cicada, who's kind of standing on the edge of the waterfront, looking over Central City, looking very menacing. I really like the fact that with Cicada, they're really going simple and basic with him. Like, he's pretty much got a very simple looking costume. He's not over the top like the Thinker's costume was. Although it was very comic accurate, it was a bit over the top for the show. This is just a very simple, basic costume, and I like that. We then get this shot, which not only shows obviously Nora's affection for her father with Barry, but one thing I really want to point out here is if you look at the suit Barry's wearing here, that is, if I can see that correctly, is that his season 2 to 3 suit? It looks like it to me, because I don't think that's his new suit, because his new suit is a lot brighter than that. In terms of its color tone, that looks a lot more similar to his season 2, season 3 suit, and it's got the white emblem. So why is Barry in his old suit? Like, that's really interesting to me. Obviously, we saw him in episode 1 of this season. He's going to be in his season 1 suit, but we never saw anything about his season 2, season 3 suit. So why is he in this suit? I don't know. But I think that's really interesting, the fact that that's there. But I just wanted to bring that up. And this could be the Season 5 suit. It could just be like a really bad shot, and maybe I'm sort of not looking at it correctly. But to me, that looks like the Season 2 to 3 suit. However, speaking of the new suit, we get another new look at it here. And I feel like every time I make a Flash video, I have to talk about the new suit. But looking at this shot here, and obviously this is the thing, I mean, I talk about this in all of my videos. I talk about this on the podcast. I talk about this on Twitter. I go so back and forth with this suit. Every time I look at it, I have a different opinion. Every time I get a new look at it, I have a different thought. And in regards to this shot alone, I like it. It looks good. I think it looks cool. But then we'll get another trailer or another screenshot very soon with a different look at it, and I'll absolutely hate it. So don't take my opinion for any kind of grant there, because like I say, my opinion changes pretty much every day. But as far as this shot goes, I think it looks quite cool. So I guess that's a plus. We then get a scary looking scene of Cicada going up against Cisco, and I imagine this is maybe going to be a setup for the episode 3 of this season, which is called The Death of Vibe. We also got the synopsis for that today. So this could be the setup. Now it seems like Cisco is struggling to use his powers, which was something that Cisco Ramon, or Carlos Valdez, the actor who plays Cisco Ramon, was teasing at Comic-Con this year. So it seems like maybe this is how maybe Cicada gets the jump on him. And obviously we know that Cicada is going to be targeting Cisco in this episode. Whether he actually dies in this episode is obviously an entirely different question. Maybe he'll die and then they fix it, but then whether they actually want to do that, you know, do some sort of weird time travel stuff, is a different question as well. I feel like this whole Death of Vibe thing is really interesting, but it seems like Cisco is in a bit of trouble here, so I guess we'll just have to see how this plays out when this episode airs. Now, in one of the other trailers, we did get a shot of Cicada inside of the West household, who seems to be targeting Joe, and this seems to be another angle on that shot where we actually see Cecile behind Cicada. So this could be, you know, maybe Cicada is targeting Joe. He's not necessarily targeting Cecile, but this is obviously quite scary, because obviously Cecile is obviously Joe's fiance at this point, and also she is now the mother of Jenna Marie West. So it seems like the West family are in quite a bit of danger, especially when it comes to Joe, Cecile, and Jenna. We then see the return of Captain Singh, who's rocking an awesome new haircut, and he says if this isn't stopped, Central City is going to become a war zone, and this goes hand in hand with the trailer's title itself, which is called Warzone. And obviously this is just a pretty cool thing, but then again we get another new look at the suit here, with Barry without the mask on, and what's interesting about this is that the cowl's changed. So this is something we kind of knew about, and something that we kind of knew was going to happen, but this is the first actual shot from the show that we see this. Now, the cowl on the new suit, from everything we've seen so far, it's been a helmet, but if you look at it here, this is actually a cowl like it has been for the past 4 seasons. So they're obviously changing that up a little bit, because the helmet was always the biggest point of contention when it came to the suit. Everyone was kind of like, yeah, the helmet looks a bit dodgy. But here you can actually see that it's becoming a cowl once again. So that's very interesting. I really like that. And again, I think it will just make that suit, those little elements that are going to make the suit a bit better for the episodes and make it look a bit better in shot. And going back to Cicada and Joe, we can actually see Cicada has Joe tied up here. Why he's targeting Joe, we don't know. Perhaps he's trying to find out information on the Flash, but what's interesting about that is that Todd Helbing, who's the executive producer and the showrunner of The Flash, he did tell us at Comic-Con that Cicada's not actually targeting The Flash necessarily, so why he'd be kind of interrogating his dad, I don't know. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see, but it seems like he is really targeting Joe in these early episodes, so maybe there's a bigger reason behind that. Maybe he has a personal connection to Joe, and that's why he's targeting him, but it's very interesting. But let me know why you think Cicada might be targeting Joe in the comments. And then we have the final shot of the trailer where we see Nora say to Barry, well, I'm sorry, I guess things don't always go the way you plan them. And this is obviously referencing the fact that Barry is dead in the future. Now, we don't know this, I'm not saying that's concrete, but that is kind of the theory going around, that obviously the reason why Nora is so attached to Barry when she first shows up in this time period is because she never really had her father in her life because he was dead. And I feel like obviously seeing Barry in the present day, or at least the present day for us, the past for Nora, that she is obviously going to want to hold on to him for as long as she possibly can, because when she goes back to her time period, he's going to be dead. So obviously this is Barry, I think, finding out that he is dead in the future, and that he is going to die, maybe relatively soon, like within the next few years maybe. So I guess it's really interesting to see that even when the look on Grant Gustin's face, I mean, he's crying here, like he's actually crying his eyes out here, you know, with what Nora is telling him. So he's clearly not only very upset, but also very afraid of what's going to happen to him. And again, I think this just adds a lot of levity to the theory that Barry is dead in the future, at least from the future that Nora is from. Whether that future is going to change or how that's going to happen, we don't know, but I feel like that is what this is easily referencing. What do you guys think about this trailer though? Make sure you let me know all your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. Did you like it? Let's have a discussion about this in the comment section down below. For me personally, this has got me very, very excited for The Flash going into Season 5. Like, this is a trailer that was compiled with footage from what I can gather, the first sort of couple episodes, maybe first 3 episodes. So, you know, this seems to be a very strong and promising start to The Flash this season. And overall, I think The Flash looks quite decent this season, like very, very good, especially because Season 4 wasn't the greatest season of The Flash. You know, it was definitely the worst season we've had, and there was definitely a lot more weak points than good points. But I really do think that with all the trailers we've got and all the material and everything that we've learned about Season 5, I think Season 5 of The Flash is looking to be a very strong and promising season, which is good, because this needs to be a bit of a comeback. So I'm really liking the look of this, and yeah, it's got me very, very hyped for this season. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like, it'll help me out a lot, and share this video with anyone and everyone you know who loves DC TV and get them to join the community. And as always guys, please subscribe for your latest content on Supergirl, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow and Black Lightning. And with all that said guys, I hope to see you again in my next video.